Hi, and welcome to this episode of my North Node series. In this video, we're going to be talking about the North Node of Taurus. So, the North Node of Taurus means your South Node is in the sign of Scorpio. Now, the most of the basis for this video comes from Jan Spiller's Astrology for the Soul book. I highly recommend it if you're interested in astrology. Especially interested in North Node astrology, which to me is one of the most fascinating parts, maybe even the most fascinating part of a person's birth chart. Anyway, so looking at what to expect if you or someone you know has a Taurus North Node. That is, well, we look at what Taurus and what Scorpio is. So Taurus is a fixed Earth sign and it's ruled by Venus. So what do we mean by that? Well, Earth, physicality, connectedness to the body, to the material realm, to nature, stability, pragmatic, practical. And Venus is the planet of beauty and harmony and serenity and everything nice, basically. And the animal, or the what represents Taurus, is the bull. So strong, solid, earthy, out in nature, powerful, but not an animal that is known for being crazy and running about all over the place. It's not a ram. It's not, like that. It's a solid energy. So that's what we're talking about when we're dealing with Taurus. Scorpio, this is fixed water. So what is fixed water? It's like ice, right? It's like ice. Holds on to things. Once that water is frozen, it doesn't really go anywhere. Scorpio holds on to things. With Scorpio, there's a lot of psychic and emotional baggage, and it's just heavy. It's kind of a heavy energy. Its ruling planets are Pluto and Mars. So Mars traditionally, and then Pluto, modern ruler. I look at both of them. So Pluto, death, transformation, rebirth, power, trauma, the occult. Mars, it's the war principle. It's the passion principle. So it's an intense energy, and it's represented by the Scorpion. So the Scorpion, stings people, So if your North Node is in Taurus, I feel like there's a calling to become more stable and more solid and develop more serenity in your mind, in your life, psychically, energetically, emotionally, physically. Become more solid, become more consistent, have your life be more consistent. So with the South Node in Scorpio, you might have experienced early in life and in past incarnations, you might have been around a lot of crisis situations, a lot of people who are maybe quite fucked up, trauma. Maybe you experienced trauma. Maybe the people close to you experienced a lot of trauma. Just high alert, fucking alarm, a lot of shocking scenarios, because Scorpio represents that crisis energy. So Scorpio is one of the three crisis signs in the zodiac, that being Scorpio, Virgo, and Pisces. Not to get too sidetracked, but Pisces seeking to escape a situation, Virgo seeking to control a situation, and Scorpio also kind of seeking to control a situation, but in more of an emotional way rather than practical. Anyway, so person with Scorpio South Node, they might not be so connected to their body. Maybe perhaps because of trauma, maybe perhaps because of living so much in the emotional and psychic realms that there's a disconnect with their body. Disconnect with nature and earth. Like they might live so much in their emotions, so much in their head, to the point where they sorry, that's just my cat knocking things over. So much like that they forget about the physical form and the material realm. It's also maybe a kind of tendency to maybe rush things. There might be a sense of urgency, like whatever you're doing, it's like, I gotta get this done fast, or this might go wrong, or this person might fuck this up for me, or I don't want to be found out about this, or keeping secrets, I suppose, as well. So it's just a sense of urgency and alarm about the things that you do. And with Taurus North Node, you're drawn more to just be like, just chill out. I would say, like, it's the main thing about Taurus North Node. Chilling, just learning how to fucking chill out emotionally, become more grounded and solid and secure, and not go into crisis mode so much, you know. Healthy boundaries as well, that's another one. So Scorpio, South Node Scorpio tends to just enmesh so much with others. Maybe they have their boundaries not respected. Maybe they don't necessarily understand other people's boundaries so much. So with Taurus North Node, there's a calling to have strong boundaries and get to be more honest and open about that. I think there's a call to simplicity as well. Scorpio is a very complicated sign. It's very complicated energy. Well, it doesn't have to be, but it can be quite complex, and again, to use the word psychically or emotionally, just quite heavy, quite full on. And Taurus is about maybe slowing things down and things being more simple. So perhaps cutting out toxic and negative people in your life that might not have your best interests at heart. Looking at patterns in your life, going, am I playing like helper to people? Am I focusing so much on fixing troubled people, broken people? Am I inviting turmoil and difficult crisis situations into my life? You might be very good in crisis situations, and that might actually be good. In terms of employment, you might, Scorpio South Node person, they might find themselves working in high stress, maybe even dangerous jobs, first responder type jobs, you know, like ambulances, police, things like that. Maybe working in, I don't know, like domestic abuse kind of charities and things like that, which is wonderful skills. But because that's your South Node, this is stuff that you're already so familiar with and so good at that you wouldn't necessarily, although you'd be good at all this stuff, you wouldn't necessarily be fulfilled if you didn't move toward your Taurus North Node. And that's certainly be a lot more healthy for a Taurus North Node individual to move into that. More grounded, stable, and calm and serene energy. When I think of Taurus, I always think of a beautiful garden. I would say that's one of the main symbols and maybe archetypes of Taurus is a beautiful garden, lush green grass, plants and meadows and trees and birds singing and ponds and animals and things like that. Safety, big walls, big walled garden. So you're talking safety here. Stability and connectedness with the physical form, which is a world of difference from crisis situations, life or death situations, trauma, messed up people, messed up situations, you know. So it's about getting away from all that and into this space where, like, well, maybe I don't need all that. Maybe that's too much for me. Maybe I don't need those crisis situations, or maybe I never thought that I was attracting them or seeking them out, but maybe unconsciously, with Scorpio South Node individuals, they might be unconsciously seeking that out. And because Taurus rules the second house, which is the house of values, personal values, and material possessions and gain, there is maybe a calling to be more independent, like make your own money, you know what I mean? Like Scorpio may enmesh with other people in order to survive. So they might not have the power, they might not have the money. Taurus North Node is about getting that money yourself, you know. And then again, there's a sense of safety and control and stability that kind of comes with that, rather than having to rely on other people and external forces, you know. So it's like making your own way. And but again, it's building up your personal values. So Scorpio South Node, you might take on the values of someone else, become so enmeshed with them that you might not necessarily understand or know what your personal values are and what your personal possessions are. So yeah, so then we look into the home, you know, build a nice home for yourself, you know, like whether you own your home or you're renting or you rent a room or whatever. It's like make things beautiful for yourself. Like Taurus is about like nice solid furniture, nice fabrics, I don't candles, nice smells, things that are good for the senses, nice music, relaxing music, nice good food, getting into cooking perhaps. Taurus also rules the vocal cords, so Scorpio South Node individual might have a lot of experiences and again psychic energy that maybe just sitting there. So Taurus, you could create, you could sing, you could paint, learn an instrument, gardening, woodwork, things like that, and take your energy and channel that into something tangible, something physical, something real. And that's what Taurus is all about. It's all about that real, physical, tangible, material things. And Scorpio is not concerned with that. It's concerned with emotions and politics. And it sounds like I'm giving Scorpio a hard time here, but I'm just looking into the negative manifestations and the things that we need to move away from. There's a lot of beautiful things about Scorpio too, of course, but Scorpio is less of a physical sign and it's more about emotions and power and situations and things like that. So it's very getting away from that, about making stuff and building up your values and things like that. Also, when it comes to creating things, think more long term. Like Taurus North Node would do good with like big projects, building things that might take a long time, learning a skill that might take a long time to hone. Because with Scorpio South Node, it's like situations and things that are very fast, very fleeting. Taurus, to work on a project that takes a long time would be really healthy and help you to step into that North Node energy, you know. And yeah, there might be a tendency to be like, well, I need results now. I want to see like the results now, but because of that Scorpio South Node. So it's about learning to just slow that down and be less impatient. And yeah, so I would say get more busy, like crafting things with your hands and things like that, rather than being swept away into the emotional realm like that. So it's about being more practical and pragmatic. And yeah, with Scorpio South Nodes, I think a lot of this stuff might come down to like there's a sense of survival mode, like being stuck in survival mode. Like you're good at survival mode, you know how to do that. If everything's falling apart around you and everything's going to shit, there's kind of a sense of like, yeah, well, I understand those situations and I'm familiar with those situations and I'm almost more comfortable with that than I am with things being not fucked up. And that's me trying to imagine how Scorpio South Node might feel. I don't have Scorpio South Node. My South Node is in Cancer. But it might be that you're so used to like fucked up people and fucked up situations and fucked up stuff that you maybe feel more comfortable with that than with situations and people that make you feel safe and protected, like that. And that's a real messed up thing here. So it's just quite every South Node is different, but this is quite it's quite a full-on South Node. Again, it depends on the house that it falls into and the aspects that your South Node makes with other parts of your chart, as well as your other parts of your birth chart. But this, I would say, South Node Scorpio Taurus North Node is one of the heavier ones, but it's almost like the universe is saying like, yeah, become more comfortable with safety, become more comfortable with things not falling apart around you, you know. And there's also maybe an expectation that things might be destroyed, like the relationships will be destroyed, or anything, like things aren't stable, and it's almost like an acceptance of that, like that's okay. And with Taurus North Node, it's like coming into an energy where you're like, well, that's not okay. Like, I'm trying to build things to last here. I'm trying to build a life to last. I'm trying to build values and possessions and people around me that are good. And I'm not okay with just things burning down and going, oh, fuck it, I'll just start again. Or it's about creating a long-term vision for yourself and being less caught up in the day-to-day survival mode. Yeah, and in an expectation that life might just be constant stimulation of drama and crazy shit happening. And some of this stuff might be kind of fun. Like, it might be kind of fun, you know, or it might be exciting, you know, dangerous situations, whatever. These can have a certain appeal to them. Especially, you might be good at these things, like I'm saying, but it's not healthy for you to stay in that space. No matter how familiar it might feel, you're being called to move away from it if you have a Taurus North Node. And there's a sense of becoming more comfortable with just speaking your own truth and just sharing your values. There are some similarities here with my last video with Aries North Node, because these two houses are both personal houses. So this is Taurus North Node. Just being honest and saying, these are what my values are. This is how I want to live my life, and this is maybe the way I want to make money, and I want to make my own money, and these are the things that I want to do, and being comfortable with that honesty. Scorpio might not necessarily be so comfortable with honesty. Another thing is that you might be I think there's a calling here to maybe be a bit more gentle with people, to be a lot more gentle with yourself and people. I would say Scorpio South Node person might not understand that they can be quite cutting, because you got like bloody like laser eyes. Like, you can see, you can like, it's like X-ray vision. Scorpio's got like X-ray. You can see people's motives. You can understand these things, and you're very interested in these things. And with Taurus North Node, it's like saying, well, who gives a fuck what other people think, or what they're saying, or what they believe, or whatever, or politics and mind games and gossip and drama. Like, fuck that shit. Like, I'm stepping away from that. I'm just gonna go do my thing, and painting, singing, fucking chilling out with nice people, watching a movie, like going for a walk, connecting with nature. Never mind all that drama and bullshit and crazy stuff and just toxic people. Forget all that. Move away from all that, you know, to a simpler and kinder and safer existence. So yeah, that's what I would say for a Taurus North Node, Scorpio South Node individual. If you like this video, please leave a comment, hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon to be notified of when my next video uploads. Until then, thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye for now.